Hey, that's ours.
I gave you a fair trade. I oiled the wheels of your little chicken wagon, or whatever you call it.
We didn't ask you to do that.
No, but I heard you coming from way off. And you may not want to warn people of your approach. Not everybody is as friendly as me, you know. You shouldn't take things without asking. Fair enough. But you don't get far out here if you're too polite.
Who are you? I mean, what's your name?
You can call me Merchant.
Merchant?
Yup, it means trader.
I know what it means. It's just, it's not a name. It's a title. It's like calling myself mechanic.
Fixer.
Excuse me?
I call you Fixer. I think it has a better ring to it.
What are you doing here, Merchant?
I could ask you the same thing.
I asked first.
That's fair. I walk everywhere, from the city to the shore, to the base of the mountains, salvaging what I can, and trading with anyone I find. This is one of the regular spots on my route. I showed up day before yesterday, and the wolves surrounded the place. I was hiding when you got here.
And you didn't think you might be able to help us?
I can do a lot of things, but fighting off a pack of animals is not one of them.
How did you lose your sight?
That story will cost more than you have. Your turn. What are you doing here?
We come from the valley, a motel. We lived there with our parents. We were doing okay there, but then the water ran out.
The drought.
The drought is getting worse. I know of a few reliable tanks that I can stop at on my travels, but even those are getting low now. And the further away from the city you go, the worse it is. I'm guessing that's where you're headed.
Yes.
I've met so many travelers headed to the Ministry of Science, and so many turned away. To those who run the place, you're just 5 more mouths to feed.
How do we convince them that we're worth it?
I could answer that, but it will cost you.
Cost us?
In my haste to get away from the wolves, I lost a key. If you find it for me, I will answer your questions.
Where did you lose it?
I hid in a haunted house. I must have dropped it there. You may need this. When you're ready, come and see me at the carousel. I just love the music.
Well, I don't think we're getting through this way.
They managed to turn a pretend ghost house into a real death trap.
This must be it. Now let's get back to Merchant. I know this place is just pretend, but it still creeps me out.
Thank you. I have a secure spot for the items I collect, right here at Merlin World. I couldn't get in without my key. So, what exactly do you want to know?
Tell me more about who has taken control of the Ministry of Science.
You can tell so much about a person from the questions they ask, don't you think? You're someone who likes to get straight down to business. I can appreciate that. I'm pretty sure I already answered that.
Where did you come from? I mean, before everything happened.
I can't remember, to tell you the truth. My first memories are from the day I lost my sight. I remember seeing my dad. He was running towards me, and the building between us was collapsing. Then I woke up, and I couldn't see anymore.
How did you survive?
It hasn't been easy. At first, I crawled into a supermarket and just stayed there for weeks, months. I don't know. By the time I left there, the whole world had gone silent. I could sort of guess what had happened to everybody.
What can you tell me about the kids who visited the Ministry of Science?
I can tell you they were desperate. No food, no water, no hope. They would hear about that place somewhere out on the road and head towards that big glass tower, like it could save them.
But it couldn't save them?
Some maybe. But so many were turned away at the gate. They just didn't have what it takes.
And what's that?
That's not the right question.
Do you know how many kids control the building?
No.
Do you know anything about who they are?
I've heard rumors. I've heard they were the kids of the ruling class. The people who owned the town. When everything went bad, their parents set the building up like a fortress, I guess. Do you really want to know the secret to getting into the Ministry of Science, Sophie?
Yes, of course.
It's the secret to getting just about anything you want in this world. Those who fail do so because they ask themselves the wrong question.
And what is that?
They ask what the Ministry of Science could give them. They should be asking, what is it that those in the tower need?
And what do they need?
What? We already found your key.
And I appreciate that, really. But performing that little errand did not cost you anything. Now, you need to ask yourself how much you're willing to give up to get the answers you need. I'll leave you to discuss our trade in private and meet you at the warehouse near the computer shed when you're ready.
We're not really going to do this, are we?
What do you mean?
Trade with her. After she said she would tell us what we wanted to know if we found her key.
She gave us some information.
And it's not exactly like she was trying to hide her motives. She called herself Merchant.
How did you lose your sight?
And where would we go, even if we did turn back? To the motel? You heard what Merchant said. There's no water anywhere.
She could be lying, Sophie. I don't know how you can trust her so quickly.
I don't trust her, but I don't think we have another choice.
I think Jake's right, Sophie. You're making a mistake.
Okay, I've listened to what you think, and there's only one way we can decide this. I think we should trade with Merchant. And that's final. Let's take a vote. All for trading with Merchant, whatever it takes, raise your hand. It's settled.
Wow, I love what you've done with the place. Really.
Jake, that's enough.
We're here to get a good deal, remember? Oh, goody. Let's get started then. You give me what I need, and I will tell you what you want to know. I think I need more protein in the morning. Yum! I could practically taste those eggs already. You never know when you'll need to grab something from the top shelf. Did you fix that yourself? I'm always coming across people who need medical help of one sort or another. Do you have anything for that? That doesn't look like what I need. Yeah, that'll work. It gets so cold out here sometimes. That's perfect. If I only had a safe and easy way to transport animals. Chicken wagon. You've managed to collect some rare items here. I'm happy to be able to take them off your hands.
Merchant?
You asked what the tower needs. It's what we all need. What's that? Power. To keep the lights on, to operate machines. For protection against whatever lurks out there in the darkness. The tower is the only building I've come across that still has power, but it has been failing. Every week the blackouts get longer. And without power, not only would the tower die, but the world around it will too. What do you mean? How? I don't know.
Well, that was a waste of time.
You were okay until a few months ago. Then the rain became less frequent. Now it's stopped altogether. Somehow that building and our world are connected. You've got to get inside and find out what that connection is. Sophie, before you go, I want to tell you one more thing.
Yeah, we just gave away all our stuff. And for what exactly? Jake, back me up here, would you? Merchant was a con artist.
This one's on the house. One group who didn't make it inside said that they heard the tower's leaders mentioned a name. They told me they thought it was important. What name? They wouldn't tell me, but one of them said he had seen the same name in a manual in the foundry on the outskirts of the city. He seemed to think it was important.
You never searched the foundry for the manual?
There are certain places even I won't go.
Well, that was a waste of time.
Do you think so?
Yeah, we just gave away all our stuff. And for what exactly? Jake, back me up here, would you? Merchant was a con artist.
I kind of liked her, actually.
What?
So did I. She has survived out here alone for so long. You've got to admire that.
Besides which, she annoyed you, Cora, and I like anyone who can accomplish that.